Marty Hutloff was at the arena covering the game until the wee hours of the morning, and he joins us now live from Louisville with a preview of the next.
Hey, Mike, many of the UVA players said they didn't get to sleep last night until after 3 o'clock in the morning. The Hoos set a school record last night with their 32nd win of the season. One more sends Virginia to the Final Four. Purdue scored 99 points last night in an overtime win over Tennessee, while Virginia scored 53, grinding out a win. It was a happy bunch of Wahoos walking off the court last night. Virginia outlasted Oregon in a defensive struggle. The Hoos won despite shooting just 36% and matching a season low with 53 points.
You know, ugly's in the eye of the beholder. Maybe it wasn't great, but I thought it was pretty good looking for us defensively, and then offensively there was some struggles. But you have to you got to hang in there defensively, and that's how we're built.
And Coach said that multiple times, that we just got to be gutsy. We got to be, first on the ground, first to the rebound, first to everything, and we did that for the most part.
Up next for the Hoos, a date with 3-seed Purdue. The Boilermakers are in the Elite Eight for the first time in 19 years. They have a superstar guard in Carson Edwards. Edwards is averaging 32 points per game in the tournament. He has scored at least 25 points in each of Purdue's last 4 NCAA tournament games. First to do that since Steph Curry at Davidson 11 years ago.
He's a great scorer, so just going to have to do my job to stay in front of him, and then when he does get the ball, trying to make him put it on the floor because he can really shoot it.
And we're just going to have to make it difficult, but he's you got to be there. I don't know if we can stop him, but we just got to make it difficult for him.
I don't think any of those guys on Purdue were 5-star recruits, and most of us weren't either. And to see how the work we had to put in to get to where we are, so the positions we're in, individually and as a team, at this moment is a testament to their work ethic, our work ethic, and it's going to be a blue-collar game. It's going to be a dogfight.
I think it's going to be a great game, and you are going to see a lot of that blue-collar mentality and a lot of guys with chips on their shoulders.
Well, Kyle Guy is very familiar with Purdue's second leading scorer, Ryan Klein, who's from Indianapolis and played against Guy in high school. I'll have their story coming up tonight at 11. Virginia is a 4.5-point favorite for tomorrow night's game. Mike, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Marty.
The FC Yum Center tonight, where that game's going to take place. Hey, Marty.
Hi, Sharon. Good to see you once again. The Cavaliers, they are still alive. Virginia is going to play Purdue tomorrow night at 8:50 here in Louisville for the South Region Championship. A Wahoo win would send Virginia to the Final Four for the first time in 35 years. Now, Virginia beat Oregon last night 53-49 in a low-scoring slugfest. Ty Jerome led the Hoos with 13 points. The Cavaliers shot just 36%. And the 53 points matched a season low for the Cavaliers. Kyle Guy made just 2 of 11 three-pointers and had 10 points. Kihei Clark had 12. DeAndre Hunter had 11. Jerome hit the go-ahead three-pointer with about 3.5 minutes left, and Virginia never trailed after that. It may have been a little ugly, but at this time of the year, it's survive and advance.
It was a hard-fought game. I think we won that with our defense and then timely plays offensively were there. They're tough defensively to figure out. We don't play against that a lot. And at times we struggled but made enough offensive plays, but certainly rallied defensively. It was a hard-fought game. It was a knuckle buster or whatever you want to call it, and we had to fight.
I think we just really buckled down defensively. We stayed composed, probably a little more composed than them. They probably rushed a little bit. I think 1 or 2 shots went our way and didn't go their way. The ball bounced our way tonight. It just came out to win.
A knuckle buster, as Tony Bennett would call it. Now, Virginia's opponent for tomorrow night, Purdue, beat Tennessee in overtime last night, scoring 99 points. Purdue hasn't been to the Final Four since 1980. Virginia hasn't been there since '84. The game tomorrow will be televised by TBS. Again, tip-off about 8:50. I will have much more on this matchup coming up at 6 o'clock. Live in Louisville, Marty Hutloff, NBC 29 Sports.
All right, we'll look forward to that, Marty. Thank you. Hutloff is in Minneapolis with the Who's and has the latest. Hi, Marty.
Virginia and Texas Tech are going to play each other tonight for the first time ever, and it's for the national championship. Neither of these teams have ever made it to the NCAA tournament finals. Virginia has already won a school record 34 games this season. One more win will give the Who's their first ever national title. What an amazing run it has been, especially in the last couple games. Saturday, it was Kyle Guy who was fouled on a
Live in Minneapolis tonight with a report on the team. Hi, Marty.
Hi, Casey and Sharon. We are exactly 24 hours away from Virginia and Auburn tipping off in the Final Four. It is Virginia's united pursuit for a national championship. This was a big day here in Minneapolis for the teams and the fans. Each one of the teams had an open practice here at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. This is video of Virginia's workout today. Thousands of fans showed up to watch. It is one last chance for the teams to get a practice in on this court. This stadium will hold 70,000 for basketball. It takes a little while to get used to for the Sooners. It was a festive hour today with the UVA band playing and the cheerleaders cheering. Coach Tony Bennett was asked about his team's Final Four experience so far.
You try to have that balance of being very purposeful in your preparation for the game, but also enjoying it. And I think it's the balance. It can't be all one or all the other. If this program could find a way to the championship, of course it would be significant, because I think it's a remarkable story for anybody who wins one. But our story is, in a way, it is unique.
Now, as I mentioned, there were thousands of fans here for this open practice here today, open workout for all the teams, many of them UVA fans. And as our Mike Shires reports, they've waited a long time for this.
Oh, I can't even tell you. I yelled, I cried, I screamed, I hollered, I contacted all my friends back home.
Now, University of Virginia Director of Athletics Carla Williams is in her second year here at Virginia. I asked her today what making the Final Four means for the University of Virginia.
It's great exposure, obviously, for the entire university, the academics of the university, as well as the athletic department, not just men's basketball, but the entire athletic department. And I think Tony is keenly aware of what the representation of men's basketball means for the university. It's an honor for us to represent not just basketball, not just athletics, but the entire university.
Virginia and Auburn will tip off at 6:09 here tomorrow night. Hear what the players are saying about the matchup later in sports.
All right, Marty Hutloff live in Minneapolis for us tonight. Thank you, Marty.
And gets closer and closer to tip off between 5-seed Auburn and 1-seed Virginia in the Final Four. NBC 29's Mike Shires and Marty Hutloff are in Minneapolis with the men's basketball team, and Marty actually is joining us now live to update us with some information about the team. Hi, Marty.
Hi, Eileen. It is countdown the tip-off here in Minneapolis. 24 hours to go. Virginia is a 6-point favorite over Auburn for tomorrow night's Final Four showdown. Now, Virginia, the Cavaliers will be looking to clinch a spot in the finals for the first time in school history. It'll be a battle of contrasting styles against the red-hot Tigers. The Auburn Tigers are playing their best basketball right now. Auburn has won 12 straight games. That includes beating 3 of college basketball's best programs in the Big Dance: Kansas, North Carolina, and Kentucky.
Just playing together, staying together. A lot of teams, all the teams that we play, we respected every team. They were great teams, so we just try to come out there and play together. Honestly, play fast. Hit our shots when we hit them, hit open threes.
The Tigers' 5 starters are all upperclassmen, led by junior guard Jared Harper and senior guard Bryce Brown.
2 really good players. We're just gonna have to do our job of staying in front of
both those guys, and then really getting out and contesting because we know they can shoot it.
Yeah, they like to play fast, really fast tempo. They want to turn you over, get in the passing lane, so we have to do our job of playing the pack and trying to do what we do best and focusing on one position at a time.
Auburn is winning with the formula of speeding the game up, creating turnovers, and shooting three-pointers.
But we think we can speed them up a little bit by playing fast, so they're going to have to contest us and get back with us in transition. You know, we want to play off fast and run and gun the game, so I definitely think that'll hurt them in some instances, but we know that they're going to try to slow the game down any way that they can.
We haven't played a team like that all year, just where they slow the ball down. They even have times where they have a bucket in transition and they just simply just swerve the ball back out and run their sets. They have good half-court offense, and it'll be challenging to guard.
We'll have to take care of the ball. They shoot a lot of threes and they hit a lot of threes, and they go at you all game, so it's going to be a 40-minute affair.
But the last time the Who's made the Final Four was 1984, the year after Ralph Sampson graduated. Jimmy Miller was a part of that team 35 years ago. He's now the radio analyst for Virginia. I asked him today how the Final Four has changed since he was here years ago.
I think the biggest difference is when you look at what it was then versus now, it just seems to be magnified times 10. Just the size, the scope, media, social media, all that stuff. Now today they're having an open practice, so now you've got thousands of people here to watch. You'll get that out of your system. After today, they'll go and practice in a closed practice somewhere else. And that's where they'll start to focus in and get all this out of their system.
It is a 6:09 tip-off here tomorrow night in Minneapolis as Virginia continues its quest for its first ever national championship in basketball. You will hear much more from the team coming up tonight at 11 o'clock. Eileen, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Marty, thank you. Looking forward to all of that great coverage. Tomorrow is going to be so exciting.
I know.
You guys, Bernie, he joins us now live.
Hi, Eileen.
Hi, Marty.
The UVA basketball team is 2 wins away from its first national championship in school history. The Who's had a closed practice here today at the stadium in Minneapolis. The guys were available in the locker room afterwards. It was Mamadi Diakite's buzzer beater in the Elite Eight which helped send the Who's here to Minneapolis. I asked Diakite what these last few days have been like.
A lot of fun, you know, people coming up to me and trying to take pictures, get autographs, and, you know, standing ovations in classes. I remain humble. When you walk around campus, you get the hellos and the highs and the pictures from the students. So yeah, it was nice to get love around campus.
The Who's are coming off the court here after a 1-hour practice, their first at US Bank Stadium.
It was definitely good to get a practice underway and kind of get away from all the cameras and stuff like that and just practice, because this is a bit full on, but at the end of the day we're playing a basketball game on Saturday, so just to have a hard practice in the arena, get used to the depth perception of just the size of the arena was good.
It's been fantastic, just trying to soak it all in. You know, media is a little hectic before and after, but you know, we were excited for practice, had a good one today.
We're trying to treat this as just another game and keep it as normal as possible. It's a hard thing to do with obviously all the media and all that comes with being at a Final Four. But I think they're focused. They're a veteran group. They're an experienced group, so I think they know what they have to do.
Even though we haven't been in the Final Four, we've been in crazy games, and I mean, the environment's not going to affect us on the court.
Virginia has a chance to win its first national championship.
You know, we talk about it every once in a while, just like a pinch yourself moment, just kind of like we have an opportunity to change the narrative and, you know, have the greatest ending to any book ever written. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do.
Kyle Guy is right on the money there. And Mamadi Diakite, a standing ovation in class. How about that? It's great to be him at this point of the season. Virginia and Auburn in the Final Four on Saturday. It's a 6:09 tip-off. I'll have much more for you from the players and coaches tonight at 11 o'clock. Eileen?
All right, thanks, Marty. We're looking forward to it. Okay.
Live from Minneapolis with the latest. Hi there, Marty.
Hi, Annie. What a wild finish we had here tonight in Minneapolis. We can't show it to you yet because CBS is still on the air with their Final Four coverage. But it was a remarkable win for Virginia. The Cavaliers were up by 10 with 5 minutes to go. Auburn responded with a 14-0 run to take the lead. Virginia was down by 2 in the final seconds when Kyle Guy was fouled while shooting a three-pointer with less than a second to go. Guy made all 3 free throws to give Virginia the lead and a remarkable win.
These are moments that, you know, every basketball player has dreamed of, you know, hitting a game-winning shot or free throws or whatever. You know, I kind of had that feeling in your stomach, like a good nervousness, like, all right, this is my chance. And, you know, to be able to go to the national championship off of that for these guys and Coach Bennett, I mean, I really don't have the words.
This time last year, we were starting our spring workouts, and to still be playing at this point of the season with, after tonight, one other team in the whole country on the stage that you dream about since you're a little kid, it's an unreal feeling, and you know, we're gonna do everything we can to finish the job.
We played well in the second half, and then they made the plays, and you know, I do feel for Auburn, but I feel better for us right now, and I'm just thankful that, you know, these guys stepped up and played the way they needed to, and we got through, survive and advance. I guess that's taken on a new meaning.
Virginia advances to the NCAA tournament finals for the first time in school history. The Hoos are going to play on Monday night against the winner of Michigan State and Texas Tech. That game is finishing up right about now. I will have much more player reaction when I see you later in sports.
All right, Marty Hutloff starting us off in Minneapolis tonight. Thank you so much, Marty.
Hey there, Marty.
Hi, Mike. We're about 2.5 hours away from tip-off here in Louisville. 1-seed Virginia is set to battle 3-seed Purdue in the NCAA tournament's South Region Final. The Hoos have only been this far once before in the Tony Bennett era. That was 3 years ago when Virginia lost to Syracuse in the Elite Eight with the Final Four berth on the line. It may be a hostile environment tonight with Purdue located just 3 hours away from here.
I think everybody knows that, you know, any school from Indiana is going to have a good fan base, and they're crazy around West Lafayette. So, you know, I don't know exactly how far it is, but I know it's a lot closer than Virginia is. So, you know, we're expecting them to have more fans and them to come out with a lot of energy. So we're just going to try to match that.
The Hoos would be helped if Kyle Guy could break out of his slump. Guy has made just 3 of 26 three-pointers in this year's NCAA tournament. On the flip side, Purdue's Carson Edwards is averaging 32 points in this year's big dance.
Kihei or whoever's on him, when you play players that are that special, that can shoot from unlimited range, you do your best as a team to make it hard for him, and then individually to make him hit tough contested shots. That's always the goal of the defense.
Yeah, they have a lot of offensive sets and little quick plays that they run to get their guys who fill it up open looks. So we're going to have to do a good job on the defensive end, definitely communicating.
Purdue is averaging 92 points in its last 2 tournament games.
They're more complete than they get credit for. They offensive rebound really hard as well. Their bigs do a great job of playing their roles.
We just have to get good shots from our possessions. You know, you have to value each possession because Virginia doesn't give you that many possessions. You know, you can try to speed them up, but I don't think a lot of teams have been successful.
But I'd love to be a son and a father who coached in a Final Four. Be great. But if it doesn't happen, you have to say, hey, are you going to be okay? And that's what I learned, and that's invaluable. So I'm at peace, but I'm very hungry.
Tony Bennett there talking about what he learned about himself last year when Virginia as a 1-seed was knocked out of the tournament in the first round. It's a 8:45 tip-off here in Louisville tonight. It's televised by TBS, and I'll have a full post-game wrap-up for you tomorrow morning on your News at Sunrise. Mike, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Marty.
The Final Four is set, and it's the 4 teams that everyone thought, right? Virginia's the only 1-seed and the only ACC team headed to Minneapolis. The Hoos will play 5-seed Auburn Saturday night at about 6 o'clock. 2-seed Michigan State and 3-seed Texas Tech will play in the nightcap. Saturday night, Virginia beat Purdue in the Elite Eight in one of the most exciting games of the tournament this year. This play will go down as one of the greatest in Virginia basketball history. 6 seconds left, Virginia down 2. Kihei Clark chases the ball down in the backcourt, fires up ahead to Mamadi Diakite. He hits the game-tying shot to force overtime. Of course, the Who's go on to win in OT, advancing to the Final Four for the first time in 35 years. It'll go down in UVA history as one of the biggest shots ever. Pretty cool, Mamadi Diakite, huh?
Yeah, that's very cool, you know. You know what, I want to go in NCAA history, also winning the final. And that'll be the best ever.
I knew we didn't have much time, but try to advance the ball up as fast as I could to Mamadi, and luckily he got it off.
I'm very happy, but I know we have more to go. I'll celebrate all this after the tournament. Right now, as we go forward, I want to make sure we can win, and we're all going to work on it.
That may go down as one of the most iconic plays ever in March Madness history. This afternoon, the UVA volleyball team did a pretty good job with the reenactment. At Mem Gym, this is one of the ladies as Ty Jerome here at the free throw line. No good. Diakite tips it out past midcourt. Hey Clark chases it down. Up ahead to Diakite. He beats the buzzer. Just like it happened in Louisville Saturday night. I was there in Louisville. So many great sights and sounds after the final buzzer went off in Virginia's biggest win in decades. The Virginia Cavaliers are NCAA Tournament South Region champs, raising the trophy in a Saturday celebration. Each Wahoo helped cut down the net as thousands of Virginia fans looked on. Coach Tony Bennett with some raw emotion here. Also an embrace with his dad as Virginia clinches a berth in the Final Four.
Overflowing with joy. So happy for my teammates and my coaches and for myself to be able to, you know, break through in the way that we did this year. And, you know, not only did we silence his critics, we silenced our own.
Hugged as many people as I could. I touched as many fans as I could. I hugged Coach, told him I loved him. I found my dad, hugged him, got a little emotional.
It was very gratifying. We worked on it all summer, all fall. This is one of the goals of ours, so, I mean, we accomplished one of them. We have one more to check off.
The Cavaliers finally get over the hump where past teams had come up short.
Most of the credit goes to the guys who aren't here anymore and to Jack's class. They did all the work and built the foundation, and, you know, we were lucky enough to walk into a great program with you know, the best coach in the country.
You think of all the guys that came before us and just the teams that were so close and, you know, showed you just how difficult it is to get to the Final Four and to be the team that gets him to the Final Four. I think that's what means the most.
I don't deserve the credit. I don't care about the critics. I don't even pay attention to that. I really don't. I just know it's really hard to lose in the first round. It stung. It was, as I said, a painful gift. It was so humbling, but it drew me and drew our team closer in a way that we couldn't have gone.
There's some pretty cool video from the locker room Saturday night as the Who's were celebrating. Virginia's going to leave for Minneapolis on Wednesday, and I'll be leaving about that same time too, Wednesday night.
Wow, whirlwind.
That was fun in Louisville, though.
I bet. All right. Thanks, Marty.
We'll be right back.